It's a big day to be a Liverpool fan, and there's a lot of news to discuss. At the top of the list is the official confirmation from both Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen that Jeremie Frimpong will join Liverpool. He's officially signed the contract. The lien has been in place. Everything has kind of fallen into place. Our fourth Dutch player in the squad, alongside Van Dijk, Gakpo, Gravenberch. But this kind of came at perfect time because right as Trent had been announced to have officially signed with Real Madrid for a fee of around 10 million, mind you. He has a month left on his contract, but they were just so desperate to get him in for the Club World Cup that they ended up paying 10 million euro. Trent's gone, and within an hour or two, news breaks that Jeremie Frimpong is officially a Liverpool player. Frimpong Friday, celebrate. I'm pretty hyped to see how he fits into the squad. I think he's pretty excited too. It's all smiles from him. So that's really good. The way he plays will definitely have an impact on how we play as a whole squad moving forward because obviously, love him or hate him, Trent's impact on the squad was rather significant. There's still some deals that are in the works that we're going to discuss in this video. I want to hear all your thoughts and comments on, Frimpong, Trent, Kirkesh, still linked. Not a lot of news on him, but I imagine that because of the fact that Frimpong has now been announced and all this stuff is kind of going on and, going through really for Liverpool. I imagine Kirkesh is up next. There hasn't been a lot of news on him lately, but first was Frimpong, then we heard a lot of news about Kirkesh, and then it's gone silent. So you can expect that there'll be some kind of confirmation as to what his deal will look like, what the fee will look like for him. Wirtz, there's a big update from Fabrizio. We'll get to that. But quickly, I just want to kind of discuss the Jeremie Frimpong news. I believe he will be wearing number 30 for Liverpool, as he wore at Bayer Leverkusen. The fee is around 35 million euros, I believe, as well. I'm excited. It seems like it's going to be a exciting fit. His parents and family are also Liverpool fans as well from the video that I've seen. It's really exciting just to see a player who wants to play for your club and someone who's kind of just super enthusiastic regardless. I think he'll be an interesting fit. But beyond him, we have Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz, today, about 6 hours ago now, Fabrizio Romano writes, more on Florian Wirtz deal. Talks are advancing as reported earlier with club optimistic as Liverpool. Proposal around 130 million euros is now on the table. Negotiations are underway on structure of the add-ons, key to get the agreement sealed. Vertz only wants Liverpool. That is major, major news. I mean, I'm still kind of stunned that Florian Wirtz is at all going to be a Liverpool player. It seems like just a couple weeks ago, it was basically Bayern or bust. It was either he was going to go to Bayern this summer or he'd go next summer after signing an extension this year with a different release clause. But now it seems like Florian Wirtz is basically done and dusted, and he will go to Liverpool for a club record 130 million euro. 130 million euro is ridiculous. That's one of the most expensive transfer fees in history. But at the same time, I've seen Florian Wirtz play quite a bit for Bayer Leverkusen for Germany. He's a top talent. The stats back it up as well. I'm not a huge stats guy, or at least I try not to be. But his stats are crazy. The contributions he's had, the just general kind of, impact he's had on Bayer Leverkusen is preposterous. I mean, in the last couple of seasons in the Bundesliga alone, in 31 matches for the last campaign, he had 10 goals, 12 assists. The season before, he had 11 goals, 11 assists. He's best friends with Jeremie Frimpong as well, which might not seem like a big deal, but I do think that having two players who are very, very, who have an understanding of one another, even if they're not sharing similar parts of the pitch, that could have major implications for Liverpool going forward. He had 6 goals and 1 assist in 9 appearances in this past season's Champions League as well. He is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful player. His FBref stats, let's just kind of jump in and look at him. Yeah, it's all green. He's compared to the likes of Olise, Desiree Doué, Ryan Cherky, Lamine Yamal, Bukayo Saka. The list goes on. Bukayo Saka. My apologies. The list goes on. Florian Wirtz, I don't really have to say much else, I feel, on the quality of player that Liverpool is getting in and just the general impact that he can have from a central position. I think Dominic Szoboszlai is fantastic, but I think he could play from a deeper position as well. I think Gravenberch can do that. I think McAllister can do that. I think Jones can do that. But we don't have a player who could play all around, I guess, the front three. I don't think you want to particularly deploy Vertz as a center forward, false 9, but I think you could, which, I think more often than not, he'll probably play as a cam, as a left attacking mid, as kind of like a left channel creator, but also could probably play on the right just as well if you really needed him to. On top of that, Liverpool still linked to a striker after Florian Wirtz gets wrapped up, according to Lewis Steele, who's a Merseyside reporter. Who that striker will be, God knows. It could be Hugo Ekitike, who's been linked. Delap is going to Chelsea, so you could rule him out. Cunha is going to United, you could rule him out. I've seen links to the likes of Gonçalo Ramos. I really would love to see Liverpool put in a bid for Victor Gyökeres. I don't know if he would fit well. I don't know if he's favored by the club. He would be a ridiculous signing, though. Gyökeres would just be like the cherry on top to all of this. But on top of that, there is a rumor I do want to talk about very briefly that I'll just kind of look up to make sure I have all my bearings on. Fabrizio Romano stated a month ago now, but there's been some more rumblings recently in the last couple of days of Luis Diaz to Al-Nassr. Now, I really rate Luis Diaz, especially in the second half of the season. I think he was really starting to prove as to why we signed him, why we needed him. But the fee is around 85 million pounds or euro. I don't know what to make of any of that. If it's true, that is like a ridiculous amount of money for someone who's like 28, 29 years old. And it's hard to kind of turn that down, especially if we're going to go and sign Virgil for 130. This 85 plus whatever we get from Jota and Diaz, or not Diaz, and Darwin Nunez getting sold, who more than likely will also be sold this summer. I mean, at that point, I don't know if you can turn that down. 85 million pounds for someone that age, it's gonna be hard to say no. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is leaving Al-Nassr, but is probably going to stay somewhere in the Saudi league. It's really weird how it's going down with the Saudi clubs, but to my knowledge, he'll be staying somewhere in the Saudi ecosystem. And Al-Nassr specifically want to go and sign Luis Diaz as an alternative to CR7 leaving. I mean, Liverpool have sold to Saudi before, to Saudi clubs, the likes of Firmino. I mean, he was a free agent, but Henderson left, Fabinho left, even someone like Wijnaldum, who left Liverpool and then later made his way to Saudi Arabia. He's been in that ecosystem. And it just kind of feels like this will be another summer of a bunch of huge Saudi Arabia transfer fees. If the Saudi Pro League is coming in and putting in these ridiculous offers, it's hard to say no if you're a certain player or a certain club. Bruno Fernandes is linked over there from Man United. A lot to discuss. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. For me, Frimpong, I think, is a perfect signing at especially at that fee of like 30 to 35 million. Kirkesh is apparently around 40, 45, probably still a pretty decent signing at that value. Florian Wirtz, 130 million euro. I mean, it's a lot of money, but he's a top talent. And then if we were to go and sign someone like Gyökeres or Ekitike, that could really just be the bow on the present that is this summer transfer window. And I mean, it's only May. It's May 30th. So June hasn't even kicked off, and Liverpool have basically done all their shopping for this transfer window. A lot of it may be intentional due to the way that financial stuff works, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below on Frimpong, on Kirkesh, on Trent leaving, on Wirtz probably signing, the hunt for a number 9 from Liverpool, and potential Luis Diaz exit that I don't think many of us were really expecting even just like a week or two ago. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sideline Sedo. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you enjoyed as well. Peace.